We got to go meet Jay Leno, and he sat in the funny car and warmed it up and barbecued steaks with him, went through his museum. We actually did a Scelzi Says with him. And what a real guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could sit here and bullshit with us just like we're talking right now.
Four-time NHRA champion Gary Scelzi. We all know what he's like at the racetrack. He's hilarious and by far one of the most approachable. But what's Gary Scelzi like up in Fresno, where he has a shop and of course a family? What's Gary Scelzi the dad like? What is Gary Scelzi the midget team owner like? And most importantly, who's the man that runs Scelzi Enterprises?
What's going on, boys?
Hey. These are both dudes?
What's up, Mr. Sergeant?
Both these guys are Monty?
These are my guys. I got Monty and Monty. I got Monty, and then we call one MacGyver, because
All right.
he can weld a broken heart. So when I'm gone racing, they take care of the cars and the boys for me, so I know that they're safe, and I know that the belts are tight, and I don't have to worry, so.
Why are you shouting at me, Gary?
I don't know, because I don't like you, Kenny. It's pretty simple. We started Scelzi Enterprises in 1979, my brother Mike and I. I never left the business. When I got my dream call to go drive the Winston Dragster for Ellen Johnson, I was 37 years old. So I got my brothers together, my wife together, my parents together, and said, look, here's the deal. I got a chance to be a world champion, I feel, with Ellen Johnson, but we didn't have a sponsor. If this thing turns out to making any money, we're gonna probably have to buy me some plane tickets, probably have to buy some nitro, we're gonna have to do some things. But I need your backing. If it turns out to be a good deal and I end up making some real money, I'll share it with you guys, and if I get hurt, you take care of my family. I also wanted to know that when the fantasy life was over, I had a business to go to, my kids could eat, and they could go to school. I mean, it sounds like bull, but I'm telling you the truth.
So that Harvard education on your resume is all bull?
Pretty much, yeah. It's Harvard spelled wrong.
When does Gary Scelzi, the father, step away and be Gary Scelzi, the owner, with these guys? Do you ever? Can you ever?
I do, and I know where my limits are. And these guys don't waste the money. You know, Michael drives the car for free. Monty Facino's on the payroll.
What did you just say?
Michael drives the car for free. He doesn't get paid.
Michael Facino, right over here.
Michael Facino, my driver, drives for free. So if you're gonna steal him, $5 a race, we'll probably take him from me.
Take it right from him. At the shop, Gary Scelzi is pretty confident. But at the track, Gary Scelzi, who is a better driver than you?
Nobody.
Funny cars, top fuel, nobody's better than Gary Scelzi.
I have to feel that way. If I feel that Tony Schumacher is better than me, I kick Tony's ass every time I raced him. And if I had to park against Tony Schumacher today, I'm better than Tony Schumacher. That's what I tell myself. That's what I tell when I race John Force. You know what, John Force, you won a lot of championships, but you know what, you ain't better than me today. And I think you have to tell yourself. I tell that little 11-year-old kid when you get in there, dude, you're coming from the back tonight, and you're better than every one of them guys out there, so go show me. And that's what I tell him. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, or whether I'm lying or not, when he pulls out of that pit gate, he thinks he's the best.
Then where do you tell, okay, you're telling yourself that, you're hearing yourself say that, Scelzi. How do you convince all of your body that you're the best?
I guess if you say it enough, you know. And honestly, Kenny, I would never say that in front of anybody. I just did right now because that's, when I put the helmet on, that's how I feel. Now, when I get out, I certainly don't talk that way because we have a rule around here, too. You win 5 races in a row, you don't go around thinking you're hot because you're not, because you're one race away from sucking ass. 4 rings, 43 national events. Where's that got me right now? 11th in points. Don't mean shit.
Now that's just one side to Gary Scelzi. We've got a lot more coming up in this show, including our visit with Kasey Kahne and his midget drivers, Brady Bacon and Brad Sweet. We also might have a little taste with Don Garlitz, maybe Connie Coletta, but we're gonna revisit that question that keeps coming up year after year after year. Gary Scelzi, are you gonna retire again?
Did you know today's engine technology requires a more consistent oil pressure for maximum performance? Lucas Pure Synthetic Oil Stabilizer is a brand new product designed to stand up to high RPMs and temperatures of today's new car engines. Raise and stabilize oil pressure for smoother idling and improved performance. Reduce engine noise and provide maximum protection. Lucas Pure Synthetic Oil Stabilizer. Light enough for an import, tough enough for a semi.
My entire career was based on being the best. To be the best, I had to have Mopar parts. They were simply the best. Over the years, that has never changed. Mopar parts are still the best. And it isn't over.
Gary Scelzi has one of the most dynamic personalities in the pits. We've seen him get crazy at the track. That's why we all love Gary Scelzi. But what really drives Gary? Come on, this is SpeedFreaks. We're going to go a little deeper. Is there a softer side to Scelzi?
I don't put a lot of stock in what the fans think about, oh, Gary Scelzi, because a lot of them don't even know I race Top Fuel. I raced and race to this day because I love to get in that 6,000 or 7,000 horsepower funny car and race. I don't do it. Don't get me wrong, I like the fans to like me, but I also know in 2 or 3 years there's a whole new group of fans coming in, and who's Gary Scelzi? They don't care.
Or Scelzi.
Or whatever. They don't care. How many times have you heard that? They don't care. I mean, the bottom line, the people that care are those two little boys right there, maybe the one in the middle, because he's got to ride with me. But when I'm done at the end of the day, and all my rings and all my trophies, that's what's going to matter to me 10 or 15 years down the road. When he raced go-karts, we used to go every Wednesday, because Dad was home on Wednesday. So Wednesday he got out of school at noon, we'd smoke it to Kermit, and we'd go out there and burn tank after tank after tank. Working on this corner, working on that corner. Then 4 or 5 in the afternoon, other parents would come out with their kids, and then he'd chase the rabbit. A whole lot different deal. We'd go to the race, and the same thing, he'd run into everything. He was cold trickle. He blew hay bales up. I thought I killed him a couple times. He had in his helmet, and you know, how he lived, I have no idea. But we'd get out, and I'd say, God damn it, Dominic. I mean, I'd start to ream his ass. He's 5 years old, right? Because my desire to win, and I knew I never had to speed him up. I always had to slow him down. But we were going to the races one Sunday, and he looked at me like, you know what, I could give a shit about going to the races. Plain and simple. I could care less, because I'm not making it fun. And I realized that. And that day I told him, I said, Dominic, I said, I don't give a shit if you get last or whatever happens, as long as you have fun and you know, and because that's the reason we bought this thing. And you know what? He won 7 races in a row after that.
Were you having fun?
Oh, yeah.
Dad stayed off your ass?
Yeah, that was my favorite thing.
That he stayed off your butt?
Yeah.
I mean, I get emotional about it, but, you know, I didn't see myself doing that. And he's 5 years old, and I'm thinking, God damn it, we need to be winning. You know, what are you doing? Why are you letting... I'll never forget. He's running the fastest lap he's ever run, and I know it, right? We're out there by ourselves. He's 20 feet from me going click, and he pulls in. What are you doing? Dad, do you think Angelina's going to come over and play today? I could have killed him. You know, I thought, God damn it, you had 20 more feet to go to ask me if Angelina's coming over to play today.
But that's perspective, Scelzi, right?
It is, but you know what? He's a 5-year-old kid, too. And these are things that you don't realize. You know, like I tell him, he didn't come with instructions.
The end of the road for every driver is quite different. If you remember last show when we talked to Don Garlitz, he's almost 80 and he's still itching to get into that car. For other drivers, they need to call it quits because of finances, maybe a crash. But with Gary Scelzi, it's something different.
The first time we were in Illinois somewhere, we put him in a quarter midget on dirt. Mike Dunn's kid, Michael, and him, we both put him in it. And I got the picture in his bedroom. His eyes were this big. You were 4 years old, I think, 4 and a half. And I said, my life will never be the same.
Right then.
Right then. Right then. And it hasn't been. And it's been a good thing. You know, there's nothing better than coming home Friday night. Bad night, good night. This one's sitting next to you, this one's sitting next to you, falling asleep on your shoulder, and we got a half-hour home drive, and we're saying, we kicked their ass tonight. Or, you know what, dude? It's all right. We blew it. We had a problem. We didn't do, you know what I mean? But we'll get our stuff. We'll come down here in the morning. We'll clean our stuff up. And we're going to hit it again tomorrow night. Or next weekend, we'll get them. You know what I mean? There's nothing. Then they go to sleep. And then Dad drives the next 30 minutes home and unloads while they're sleeping in the truck. But there's nothing better and more rewarding than that to me.
Scelzi is a 4-time NHRA champion, 3 times in Top Fuel, once in funny car. He's also the first man to go 330 miles an hour in a funny car. But there was a point in his career that was a deciding factor on maybe when to call it quits. That's the crash with John Smith.
The only time I ever said I was done, and I was done, was in the Top Fuel Dragster when I hit John Smith, because John Smith was hurt and I wasn't. And the other crashes I'd had, I'd walked away from them. But if it was just me, that's one thing. But I walked away. It was my car that blew up, and John Smith is the one that has the pins in his wrists and his arms and his legs and went through all that trouble.
And you said in your head, I'm done with racing.
I said, no. I said I was done with the Top Fuel Dragster. And people wondered why. I finished the year out. I won Reading. I didn't drive the car scared. I'm not going to tell you I didn't hear voices. Friday night qualifying runs. You get down there at the finish line, you're 320 miles an hour, and you're hearing, well, I never lifted. I never not drove the car to the fullest potential. But when I got out of that car in Pomona, I said, baby, at least the Top Fuel Dragster didn't get me.
Let's take a little break from Gary Scelzi and his midget operation on the West Coast, and let's head to the Midwest, where USAC sprints and midgets were born. Indiana, baby. It's all about Kasey Kahne racing from the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis, coming up.
This is what we do. It's a lot of smoking tires, a lot of speed.
Samuel Humanen in a 500 horsepower V10 Dodge Viper.
Not all V-twins are the same, but it only takes one oil brand to keep them running smooth and strong. Lucas. No matter the size, shape, attitude, or how you ride it, Lucas motor oils are specially blended with Lucas technology to improve performance and life of your V-twin. At Lucas, what you put in your V-twin keeps what you put on it moving forward. Lucas Oil, available at quality motorcycle retailers.
Imagine cutting your lawn with fewer harmful emissions. Introducing the Dixie Chopper LP3000, powered by propane fuel. The LP3000 has 3 goals: cutting your fuel costs in half while mowing your grass efficiently with as little effect on the environment as possible. It reduces ozone-forming emissions and is very simple to operate, all while still giving you the performance and durability you expect from Dixie Chopper. Our goal is cleaner air with the Dixie Chopper LP3000.
Got drivers like Brad and Brady who play off each other so well. Was that part of your process when you hired those guys, that the personalities have to gel?
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, you can go for the guy who's done it, the Dave Darling types, you know, who are very good at what they do and have won races and all that, or, you know, and have the experience, or you can go with some younger guys, and we've chosen the younger guys, and it's worked out well. I mean, they're definitely getting the hang of it. They're good drivers, and I think the better cars we give them, the more results we're going to see, and the guys doing a pretty good job.
They were talking about what kind of boss you are, and they kind of said the same thing, is he's never really yelled at us. We've seen Kasey roll into the shop and be aggravated, but he's never yelled at us.
No, I don't yell hardly ever. Once in a while, I'm a pretty quiet person. I think you know that.
Oh, I do know that. So are you telling me one day you'll be up on the roof with a deer rifle taking it all out on somebody?
For as calm, cool, and collected as Kasey Kahne is, you would think he would employ the same kind of person. Far from it. Kasey's drivers are like little frat boys. They just care about a couple things: girls, fast cars, and girls.
When you're meeting the ladies, of course, Brad Sweet joins us, ladies and gentlemen. When you're meeting the ladies at the track and you got the nice rig and so forth, what's the first thing you show them? You show them the car, or do you show them, you know, the lounge area or the computer setup? What do you show them, Brad?
Usually I just go straight for the lounge.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Are you that tactful?
No, I take a different approach, but I'm a little more conservative than Brad here, but usually gets the job done still.
All right, well, you're both competitive on the track, you're both competitive here in the shop, you like talking a lot of smack, you guys are roommates, but when it comes to women, now how, you guys say you try and steal each other's girlfriend. Now, but you being so calm and collected and the redheaded stepchild over here, there's got to be some different applications on how to steal the women.
Yeah, there's definitely different strategies. He just goes wide open and just says whatever he wants, and I kind of...
With you in the room, if you've got a girlfriend there?
It depends on the situation. If it's actually a girlfriend, you're not allowed to steal them, but we rarely have actual girlfriends, so it's usually just fair game.
Brady, Brad, we chicas are a lot smarter than you think.
Brad likes the tactic, but I really like her. I really, really like her, Brady.
And where does that get you?
Usually, I don't know. We don't. It's probably not as bad as it sounds, but we just. He decided to let him bring the girls around, and then I just messed with him the whole time. And he always brings the girls, and I always end up just messing with him, and it's pretty much that's all there is.
It usually winds up we both hurt each other's chances so bad that someone else from outside usually winds up.
So boys, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
Don't even act like you're not going to eat that, 'cause you got to eat it on camera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that disease where the coldness on your teeth freezes your melon up, where you can't talk or anything like that? And you know what they say? They say you're not supposed to eat on camera, but I think we're going to have to do it.
Yeah.
And if you get it all over your face, it's okay, because we'll just throw something at Brad Sweet here in a minute.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. After lunch every day.
Really?
Come grab a Klondike.
When we return, we're going to take you back to Sedalia and the dirt track there, where Kasey goes World of Outlaws racing with his more mature driver, Joey Saldana.
Have you tuned that thing yet?
Yeah?
Prove it.
Let's go for it.
When your reputation is on the line, use the best. Lucas Octane Booster. It's a real octane booster. Safe for use in any engine. Lucas, it works.
My entire career was based on being the best. To be the best, I had to have Mopar parts. They were simply the best. Over the years, that has never changed. Mopar parts are still the best. And it isn't over.
Imagine cutting your lawn with fewer harmful emissions. Introducing the Dixie Chopper LP3000, powered by propane fuel. The LP3000 has 3 goals: cutting your fuel costs in half while mowing your grass efficiently with as little effect on the environment as possible. It reduces ozone-forming emissions and is very simple to operate, all while still giving you the performance and durability you expect from Dixie Chopper. Our goal is cleaner air with the Dixie Chopper LP3000.
Sedalia, the state fairgrounds of Missouri, where we found Joey Saldana, Kasey Kahne's World of Outlaws driver, as he prepared to race on the Missouri dirt. It's kind of so-so.
You said you were trying to get some advice from Saldana.
That's my mentor.
No, because if you look at freaking Bacon working the barn.
Didn't you were working it?
No, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. And I said, can you get some advice from Kahne or Saldana? Certainly not Saldana.
Brady brought her to Eldora, and then Brady's like, it's too much work. So then Sweet called her, but didn't know Brady was coming today. So he just screwed himself. He didn't realize what was going on. So he's like, uh-oh.
Crash, did you hear the story?
No, I'm
Sweet called her to come to the races, but he didn't know Brady was coming. And that's the chick he took to Eldora.
You're a Brownsburg guy. Are they both West Side Indy guys, and so you kind of see each other's personal lives?
I think they're trying to be West Side Indy guys.
West Side.
Sweet is living with the crew guys in Bud Kading's old house.
Okay.
And then Brady rented a house by the shop, so they're West Side Indy guys, but they're not
as cool as you.
I'm born and bred West Side Indy.
But do they have it? Do they have it? Granted, we know they're badass drivers.
Actually, I'm trying to get Sweet to drive the other Outlaw car.
What?
I want him to.
We were just talking to him about that.
I want him to because I feel, I mean, everybody wants to be Kasey. You know, everybody wants to be Kasey, but
let's keep him an open wheel.
The thing is, it's a rare, I mean, it's probably not going to happen. When I was their age, I would love to have had a shot at it. And I mean, I make a great living being a driver for Kasey Kahne. You know, it's not that bad a deal driving a sprint car. You can make good money doing it. Just, I think everyone wants to be the Kasey Kahne millionaire.
What's the worst thing that Kahne has said to you as your boss?
Nothing. If
What are you
anything,
talking about?
if anything, he doesn't say enough. If anything, he's too nice.
I'm an open wheel person. Grew up with open wheel, born and raised in Indianapolis, just like
so
you.
You're gonna say the same thing, and I'm pissed off.
Probably.
At that.
I get
Indy
so
cars.
mad. Oh no! I'm not gonna go. Well,
pissed
I could
off
go.
at that.
You're mad that they're back together?
No, I'm not mad they're back together. I'm mad at the fact that a guy like Kasey Kahne's got to go around a stock car.
Thank
He should
you.
Be running
Oh,
the Indy
that's
500.
okay. You and I could go off a whole hour conversation on that one.
If he had the opportunity, I've even asked him, he'd go run the Indy 500. I mean, that's the race he wants to win. I would think so.
Really?
Still?
I would think he was. I mean, he's a. Not that it's got the exposure or what it needs, but I mean, it's still a big race.
Give
I
it
mean,
5 years and it'll be back.
What did Dixon win? Dixon won like $3 million.
What did he win?
But Kasey's not running for the money. It's just the prestige of the race.
No, but I'm saying the money is still there for that race and the prestige.
Yeah, it's a big race. This is the biggest race.
Could you run that length of time that these guys do without like falling asleep? Or?
I don't know. I don't know if I could at Pocono.
God!
I mean, God, that was absolutely a horrible race. Good thing your lug nuts got taken off.
Yeah,
or you would
I
have
thought it flew by. I had so many cars to pass.
I mean,
It's usually a long race, though.
That race was if they wouldn't have made a mistake in pits, that would have been the worst. Up to the Brickyard, so hopefully he can win the Brickyard. I'd much rather win the Brickyard than Pocono.
I think it's got to be similar, but Denny, I don't remember Denny running that great at Indy.
I think your guys are trying to get the hell out of off your tires so you can run this goddamn.
Brad, what are you doing?
Son of a bitch.
Brady's
What the
monitoring
hell was
you.
that? What are you raising there, man? I'm not trying to get the blonde.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jesus, man. Happy bastards.
This is what we do. It's a lot of smoking tires, a lot of speed.
Samuel Humanin in the 500 horsepower V10 Dodge Viper.
Not all V-twins are the same, but it only takes one oil brand to keep them running smooth and strong. Lucas. No matter the size, shape, attitude, or how you ride it, Lucas motor oils are specially blended with Lucas technology to improve performance and life of your V-twin. At Lucas, what you put in your V-twin keeps what you put on it moving forward. Lucas Oil, available at quality motorcycle retailers.
Imagine cutting your lawn with fewer harmful emissions. Introducing the Dixie Chopper LP3000, powered by propane fuel. The LP3000 has 3 goals: cutting your fuel costs in half while mowing your grass efficiently with as little effect on the environment as possible. It reduces ozone-forming emissions and is very simple to operate, all while still giving you the performance and durability you expect from Dixie Chopper. Our goal is cleaner air with the Dixie Chopper LP3000.
Talking to Gary Scelzi, and this time we thought we'd go through the SpeedFreaks video vault and find out just when it was when Gary Scelzi told us he was going to retire. The first time, and then again, and again. You get the picture.
I'm very seriously considering next year is the end of my deal with Don Schumacher. Hopefully Mopar and Oakley will continue on, and that'll go. But I'm pretty serious that I'm going to go race with my son Dominic, and Giovanni will just about be ready to start. And we're going to go junior sprint racing all the time, chase championships. And
he's the one that always brings it up every year.
I didn't bring it up this time, Statman.
You said you're going to every year. You say you're going to.
No, I said I'm getting closer to the end.
Okay, good.
And after this year, I'm a lot closer. Let me tell you something. Even when I quit, I'm not going to retire because I don't know how long I can quit. So
okay, Kenny Bernstein.
Yeah, and I don't want to sell T-shirts and have a retirement party and come back the next year again. So I'm not going to do that. Hopefully I will never quit. I may quit doing all the races somewhere down the line. I don't know.
Right.
1 year at a time, guys.
What's the difference between retirement and sabbatical?
Well, retirement means I'm done, and I'm not done yet. Don't know when I'll be back, if it's next year or the year after that, but I definitely plan on coming back, no question about it. If I could leave Fresno on Thursday afternoons and be back on Sunday nights, and I had a crew chief I got along with like Mike Neff, and funding like Schumacher can provide, you never know.
You know what, Gary? You can Brett Favre, you can Michael Jordan all you want, because you have done so much for the sport. Everybody loves you. Gary, thank you for just being you.